We are glad you're able to join us. Getting ready for a great contest tonight. Refugio comes off a convincing win against Divine, and George West comes off a very convincing win against West Oso, 38-3 last week. Both teams 1-0 in this non-district matchup. This is Real Sports Live. Billy Swinney with Ryan Linney will be bringing you the game play by play, inch by inch, until we have a contest winner. Hope you keep up joining us. We had a great week last week. We're looking for a great week this week. Both teams ready for this contest. George West coming off their win, of course. Last year they were 12-1. They were defeated by Hallettsville in the regional finals last year. And of course Refugio comes in off a 16-0 record with a state championship. And we're glad you're here to join us on Real Sports Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to George West Stadium. Getting close to school songs being played. Both bands are here and on the track, getting ready to play each of their respective school songs. Teams were out warming up earlier. Now they're back inside getting ready to come head to head here at about 7:30, some 14 minutes from now. It's a fine evening. There's some cloud cover. It's cooler than it was in Divine last week, thank goodness.
It's about 300 degrees cooler.
We almost fried in the stands, Ryan and I. Ryan, what are your expectations tonight for this contest?
The Cats need to come out firing. Of course, George West has a little more size on them than Divine has. But I think in the end, Refugio's going to prevail with the speed they have.
Right, we got some stats from last week. The two players. Refugio QB Caleb Heseltine threw for over 235 yards in last week's win and 2 touchdowns. And wide receiver Antoine Gross had 90 yards rushing and 63 yards receiving last week. Here now we have the playing of the Refugio High School song. And there you have the Refugio High School song. Like I said, we have a little cloud cover surrounding the stadium. Blue sky straight up ahead, a little breezy. Winds blowing slightly from the east to the west. And now the George West school song. And there you have George West Longhorns school song. We had some rain in the area earlier today, well before the games. So it's dry here now, and it feels great out here for Friday night football. Hope y'all ready for Refugio Bobcats versus the George West Longhorns. Coming right up here shortly in about 11 minutes. We'll be right back.
And provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Welcome back to George West, Texas. Longhorn Stadium, Refugio Bobcats versus the George West Longhorns. Both teams 1-0 so far this season. And it is a grass surface tonight, and the grass is deep and spongy, which will kind of affect Refugio's speed, don't you think, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. I think the thicker the grass is going to slow them down a little bit, but they'll find their way.
I think they'll get the right spikes in there, and they'll get on it. The right cleats, handle that tough grass. As y'all know, Refugio loves turf, as do most teams for speed. But this is the second week in a row we played on grass. Divine Forey School had grass, which didn't hinder our speed very much at all last week.
Not at all, Billy. Not at all.
Yeah, I know. It's. We'll see what happens this week, but the grass is a little bit deeper and spongier here than it was in Divine. Of course, in Divine they had no rain for the past 3 months.
It's a little
We
greener
just
here
got
too.
a big downpour this morning here in George West, so things are well watered here. We had a big rain cloud coming at us and went around us all the way around George West, like it just kind of looped around the stadium. So thank God for that, because we are outside with the fans in the stands, filming this game for you guys. We're glad everybody was able to join us last week, and we are going to undoubtedly have more viewers this week, since everybody now knows where to find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Roku, and Apple TV. Both teams have made their way out into the end zones, getting ready to come to their respective tunnels, take their place on the sidelines, and we'll have the national anthem and the coin toss, and we will get this contest started here shortly. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back.
School, and this year, more than ever, they'll need internet they can rely on from VTX1 companies. Internet that makes the grade is vital to connect students at home with teachers and professors alike. Our friendly staff is standing by to give you any help you may need. For a limited time only, get free installation from a company headquartered in the Rio Grande Valley. Call VTX1 at 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Sports Live here at George West, Texas. a good contest here. Both teams solid in their openers. West and Refugio have met before, last time being in 2007.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Welcome back to George West Stadium. That last bit was my silent movie part, so sorry about that. We had a cord problem, but we are back.
54, Ryan Thomasy also there.
Coin toss is happening.
7, John Zunica. 15, Michael Upton. 52,
Coin
Tucker
is
Wall.
up.
50, and number 72, Angel Serrano. For the Bobcats.
Any questions and decisions made?
Number 1, Jordan Kelly. 2, Antoine Grove.
Refugio
9, Xavier
will
Willow.
be
12,
deferring,
Caleb Hasseltine. 19,
and that means
Ethan
George
Bell.
West will be receiving
54, Elias
first
Morris. Imperial won
half
the
kickoff.
toss.
So Bobcats will be on defense. Longhorns will have
To the
ball.
Second half, Longhorns will defend the west goal, receive and defer. You'll please rise, remove your hats and caps.
And we are
Face
going
the
to do
west
the
end for
national
our
anthem.
national anthem.
All right, national anthem played greatly by the Longhorn band. And we are ready to get started here. Refugio will sort some things out, get ready to tee up the ball and kick it off to the Longhorns right here on Real Sports Live. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And we're in the middle of the stand, so the camera's on a stand that's
I'll
on
tell you,
very
this
small
tripod,
ground. So
this tripod,
y'all get seasick, it's Ryan's fault.
It's tripod's barely hanging on, guys.
Deep for the Longhorns, number 6, Devin Jackson, 15, Michael Upton, and number 7, John Zuniga.
Alex Placencia will use his foot to put this game underway.
George West brought a vocal crowd tonight.
Right, back deep will be Michael Upton. Is the deep man for the Longhorns. Back down on the 5-yard line. Placencia now on the roll. Kick is up, and we're underway here. And that will be taken by John Zuniga back on the 20-yard line. Beats a couple of Bobcats. The Longhorns will begin this on their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10.
Spot the
Longhorns.
ball. It's a 33-yard line for the Longhorns.
Josh Watkins making like the quarterback here. Devin Jackson comes around and is stopped pretty darn quick by Aaron Arredondo. It's like one. No yards. Second and 10, Longhorn. Jackson with a one blown back. Derek Freeman in motion there. Jackson back to pass, throws, and there's Michael Upton. Nice catch. Caught. Brought down by Jordan Kelly. First down Longhorns on their 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Longhorns from there.
First down for George West.
The play called in here. Jackson back with 2 backs now on either side. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off to John Zuniga, who is just hit by a tidal wave of Bobcats. Loss of 2. So that'll bring up 2nd and 12 for the Longhorns on their own 45.
We lose 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for the Longhorns.
Bobcat defense will kind of spread this out there. Bring it in low. Jackson set again. And that's Upton in motion. Jackson rolls out. Pass in and out of the hands of Derek Freeman. Nice play make there by Michael Thomas. Did a great job of shadowing Freeman on that play. 3rd and 12. Jackson back with the one lone back. Back to pass. Little dump over to John Zuniga, who gets a few yards out of it. That will bring up a 4th 7. 50. Be 4th and 7 for the Longhorns. Got a little decision making here. Looks like they are going to punt this one.
Flag on the near side.
Flag on
Too
many men on the field for the Longhorns, so they are moved back. Now it is 4th and 12. So punt, going back, nobody set back for the Bobcats. Jackson's punting, he kicks it. Nice, long and high. Takes a sideways bounce toward the sideline, and it looks like the Bobcats will take over on their own 22-yard line. First and 10 Bobcats from right there. Bobcats will see what they can do on offense. Defense did really well there. Jackson held control there. A couple of those downs, real good drive by him. Caleb Heseltine takes his place in the shotgun position.
McDonald doing the snapping duties.
Back. Caleb gets it. Hands it off to Nathan Meza,
Number 5.
who picks up
a handoff run by a host of Longhorns.
a yard.
Number 7 Zuniga.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats.
Hit on the play.
8:58
Ball carrier
left in the first
Meza.
quarter.
Gets back to line of scrimmage. Be 2nd down 10 for the Bobcats.
That's huddled up, talking it over. Backs go out. Heseltine will stay in the shotgun. Hands it off to Jordan Kelly, who
Takes a handoff
through a hole.
by number 2 and number 53.
grabs a couple of yards.
And Carson
Be
lost
about
it on the stop.
3rd and 6 for the Bobcats.
Moves the ball to the
About
26-yard line. for the
26-yard
Bobcats.
line there for the Bobcats. 3rd and 6. Heseltine still back. Heseltine throws it over to Jordan Kelly, who catches it on about the 31-yard line. That's where they're going to call it.
Kelly makes the reception.
That's where motion was. Well, he really didn't have any motion. He just almost hit immediately after catching it.
Fourth down, a little more than a yard needed for
So,
first.
4th and 1 for the Cats. On the 31. Look for the Bobcats to go for it here. Heseltine goes straight under center. Breck keeps the ball. A little bit of pushing, Don't know if we could get there or not. And he could not cross the marker. Ball will. I don't know. We're going to measure this. They're going to measure this and make sure. So officials timeout for measurement here. We'll see if Heseltine did get enough push to get across that line.
Billy, it's going to be close.
It's awful close. It looks like it. Maybe the tip is just right there, and it is a first down Bobcats from the 32-yard line. He did get enough push. Those backs.
Pushing those piles.
Yeah, a big, tall line to get through, but it'll be 1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 32. Caleb, shotgun position, lone back. Passes out to Ethan Perez, who weaves into a couple of players. Gets a few yards out of it. I'm going to call that 2nd and 4 for the Bobcats. Right about the 38-yard line. Shotgun still. Back. Ethan Perez in motion. Caleb hands it off. Xavier Wills on the carry there. Xavier carries it up to the 40-yard line. That makes it a 3rd and 2 for the Bobcats. On the 40, on their own 40-yard line. 6:18 left to play in the first quarter. Caleb in the shotgun. 2 set receivers on both sides. Pass out to the side. Goes to Ethan Perez. He makes it to the sideline, makes the first down and a little bit more real estate. 1st and 10 Bobcats on looks like about the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for the Bobcats. Bobcats mixing it up a little bit, getting little bits of yardage, just nibbling away. Jordan Kelly moves behind the center. Looks like he's going to drop back to pass. Kelly off the pass. Little bit too far for Antoine Gross there. About 2 or 3 yards too far in front of him. It's a beautiful pass by Kelly. It just a little bit too much arm for Gross to get there quick enough. But Gross had a big lead on the 2 defenders. He was way out in front of him.
Tell you, I think our speed's going to be a difference this week.
Well, 2nd and 10. Now for the Cats. Hazeltine takes it. Another pass out to the other side over to Kyler Brown, who rumbles into Longhorn territory.
Number 3 makes a reception.
Tucker Wallach on the tackle there for the Longhorns. It'll be 3rd and looks about 3rd and a long 4 for the Bobcats on the Longhorn 49. 4:58 left in the first quarter. Bobcats moving. Didn't get it. Wasn't fast enough on that. That will be a delay of game on the Bobcats. Just it's a little bit too much time getting that play set. So they'll move back 5 yards. 3rd and 9. Back on the Bobcat 47. 4:19 left to play in the first quarter. Caleb back in the shotgun. Play action, and he is swarmed. That'll be a sack of Hazeltine. Tucker Wallach and Ryan Tomasi and a host of other Longhorns in there on the sack. That'll back it up 4th and 12 for the Cats. Cats will punt this away with 3:42 and counting in the first quarter. So both offensive squads hindered. Punt. Oh, fumble. And Kelly falls on the ball. Refugio has taken the fumble after they fumbled the punt. Refugio, Cats will have a first down on the Longhorn 28. 1st and 10 Cats.
That's why it's nice to have those speedsters to get on that field to get that ball pops out.
So Jordan Kelly was right there to fall on the ball. That was as the punt catch was fumbled. So Cats have a breath of air here. Heseltine chunks right down the middle to Michael Thomas. Beautiful catch down the middle. Touchdown, Bobcats. On a beautiful play there. 3:11 left in the first quarter. Cats on the board first. Beautiful pass from Heseltine to Thomas.
Right-hand side or west end has all drinks, candies, and chips. No hot food tonight. It's all on the other
And
end.
Placencia will try to put the cherry on top of this touchdown with the extra point. Placencia's kick is up, and it is good. Bobcats lead 7-0 here in George West. Rio Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Of Texas Fest on March 13 and 14 at the San Benito Fairgrounds. Experience the Battle of the Alamo. See the fabulous Grammy winner Eddie da Reina Yavante and legendary Jaime de Anda, plus Los Garcia Brothers, Sereno, H3, Grupo Ácido, huge car show, market days, and join the IBCA State Championship Cook-Off. Take in native Indian, folklorico, and Aztec dancers, Reyes dancing horses, and rock climbing wall and games. Don't miss Texas Fest in San Benito.
Welcome back to George West, Texas, where the Bobcats strike first with a beautiful pass from Caleb Heseltine to Michael Thomas to put the Cats up 7-0. 3:11 left in the first quarter. Placencia getting ready to boot it back to the Longhorns. Kick is up. Short kick, and that is taken by John Zuniga. Again, about the 24. He plows through a couple, still on his feet, makes it to the right at midfield. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns on the 50-yard line to start their second series of the game. 1st and 10.
You almost broke, Billy. You almost broke. But almost doesn't count in football.
Still had a couple of Bobcats there, though. Jackson takes the snap, takes and keeps the ball. Runs sort of up the middle, which bounces off, pinballs off a couple of Bobcats. And is finally brought down by Michael Thomas, who scored the last touchdown. Thomas doing the double duty thing. That will bring up 2nd and 5 for the Longhorns from the Bobcat 45-yard line. 2:33 and counting left in the first quarter. 2nd and 5, Longhorns. Jackson back with the lone back. Set wide receivers on the right, and in motion. Hands it off to John Zuniga, who gets through the front wall of the Bobcats. And looks like he has found a first down for the Longhorns. It'll be 1st and 10 Longhorns on the Bobcat 35-yard line. 2:06 and counting in the first quarter. Longhorns move up quick. Jackson in the shotgun position again. Jackson takes a snap, hands it, and keeps it himself. Bounces off around, tries to get around. Picks up a blade or two of grass. Looks like he got down to the Bobcat 31, which will make it 2nd and 6 for the Longhorns from the Bobcat 31-yard line. 1:24 left in this first quarter. Jackson now has 2 backs with him. Snap. Hands it off to Michael Upton.
Upton, the ball carrier.
Meets a host in the name of Xavier Wills.
Xavier Wills wraps him up.
Xavier Wills is right there to take him down.
For the Longhorns.
So, does get a couple of yards out of it. Is now 3rd and 2 for the Longhorns on the Bobcat 28-yard line. 35 seconds and counting until the end of the first quarter, which Jackson will get this on. Oh,
got movement on the
flag
line.
on the play, movement all over the line on the George West side. This will be a motion. Clock stops at 24 seconds. Motion on the Longhorns. So that will bring it back 5 yards. So 3rd and 7 for the Longhorns. Back on the 33-yard line, or 32. The Bobcats. Jackson set with a lone back, man in motion. Toss back, throws almost around, caught by Carson Polasek.
Polasek makes the catch, brought down immediately. They will mark him down at the 30-yard line.
Mark him down at the 30. That'll be a yard out of that, which makes it 4th and 6. The end of the first quarter has happened. Cats lead 7-0. End of the first quarter. We'll be right back on Real Sports Live.
The assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Welcome back to George West. Beginning of the second quarter. George West has a 4th and 6 on the Bobcat 31-yard line. While they're making this little transfer, I'll give you all a little show at the Bobcats' last score. This is a beautiful pass. Right to Michael Thomas, right down the middle. Beautiful touchdown there. And that puts the Cats up 7-0 as we currently stand.
Fourth quarter, Longhorns have a 4th down. Approximately 6 needed.
We are now beginning the second quarter. Jackson back in the shotgun, 2 backs who switch from his right to his left. Man in motion. Snap is taken. He's going to throw it. Jackson puts it up wide open. Wide open is Steven Gonzalez. Makes a beautiful circus catch and is down at the Bobcat 2-yard line. That'll be 1st and goal for the Longhorns at the Bobcat 2-yard line. So it'll be a timeout, George West. And with that, we shall be right back.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Longhorns on the move. Move into scoring territory. 1st and goal from the Bobcat 2-yard line. Right at the beginning of the second quarter. Horns. Michael Upton takes it to handoff, jumps into the end zone, and and the Longhorns are on the board. And it looks like the Longhorns are going to go for a 2-point. No, they're going to kick an extra point here. Riley Huey out for the kicking duties. Snap is up. Kick is up. His kick is no good. So the Horns try to match even with the Cats, but the extra point keeps them. 7-6 the lead by Refugio with 11:44 left in the second period. We'll be right back on Rio Sports Live.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
When in Poor Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access.
Back to George West. Bobcats lead the Longhorns 7-6 with 11:44 left in the second quarter. Longhorns, Riley Huey is getting set to kick off to the Cats. Back deep is Jordan Kelly, the deep man for the Bobcats. His kick, a little slough, a little short. Drops into Kyler Brown's hand from the 35. Kyler bounces his way up to the 41-yard line. Cats will start their next series from their own 41. First and 10 Cats.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line for Refugio.
Heseltine drops back to pass. Long ball, a little bit of hands there.
Nice defensive play.
Whoa. Oh, he has some extracurricular activity out there. Pass is incomplete to Antoine Gross on that. Jackson was a little bit on Gross there. Got a little touchy-feely. There is a flag. A late flag is just thrown in the middle of the field. Trying to see what's going on here. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Refugio, so this ball will move backwards. That ball. So it'll be second.
Move the ball back to the 26-yard line.
25. Second and 25 from there for the Bobcats. All the way back on the 26-yard line.
Second down 25 for Refugio.
Sideability of the game. Take some of these kids a little out there. Caleb. Heseltine throws down the middle. Kelly wide open and is gone. Touchdown Bobcats.
Well, Billy, I think they have an answer to that penalty.
That was their revenge for that penalty.
That's a beautiful pass.
74-yard touchdown pass from Heseltine to Kelly. So Placencia will try to tack on an extra point.
Plan to kick.
Placencia's kick is up. It is good. Cats up 14-6 with 11:24 left in the first half. Let's take a look at that touchdown again. A beautiful wide open field. Wide open is Kelly there. Catches it and is just gone. Lots of composure after a devastating 15-yard penalty like that. But they refocused and got it into the end zone. Cats lead 14-6. We'll be right back on Rio Sports Live.
Boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Fort Mansfield, Texas. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Bobcats lead 14-6. Bobcats kicking back. That's a deep kick by Placencia. And it is taken by Michael Upton. Back on inside the 10. He gets it out to about the 30. Looks like the 34, the Longhorn 34s will be 1st and 10 for the Longhorns there in their own territory at the 34-yard line. 11:16 left in the first half. Jackson, shotgun with a lone back. Man in motion, takes a snap, hands off. And loses the ball. Johnson Eagle loses the ball. Cats recover on the 40-yard line. And that would be Isaiah Avery falling down on the loose ball. Bobcats 1st and 10 on the Bobcat 40-yard line. Bobcats take over. He looked like he had a nice break on that run. He had made it. He was almost in the clear there.
Let's go ahead and
one of the Cats got a big ham hock in there and knocked it out. And there was Avery waiting for it. 1st and 10, Heseltine in the back. Nice toss out to Antoine Gross. Antoine, clear run, makes a big hole. Skips through a couple of Longhorns and is forced out of bounds at the Longhorn 25-yard line. It looks like they're going to place this ball. So Antoine breaks a big run, gets it back into Longhorn territory. 1st and 10 Cats on the Longhorn 25. Heseltine, shotgun, lone back, 2 wide right. He hands it off to Xavier Wills, who tries to get around the left side. Grabs a couple of notches off the field. It'll be 2nd and 8. Or 2nd and 8. on the Longhorn 23-yard line. 10:32 and counting left in the first half. Cats rolling. Heseltine in the back with the lone back, man in motion. Hands it off to Ethan Perez, who tries to get around to the right and is actually stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Loses about a yard. I'll make it 3rd and 9 for the Cats on the Longhorn 25-yard line. So 3rd and long here. Let's see what the Cats have in their grab bag. Heseltine, shotgun position. Makes the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. Tops it just over to Xavier Wills. Who's dropped suddenly behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss. It looks about, it's like 3, 4th and 13 for the Cats. From the Longhorn 28-yard line, Cats will go for this. Heseltine in the shotgun. Drops back, open wide, nice pass. Kelly jumps up, makes the grab with a defender on his back. That will be 1st and goal for the Cats on the Longhorn 3-yard line. 8:54 left in the first half. The beautiful pass from Heseltine to Kelly. Kelly had a defender on him as he jumped in the air and still made the catch. Cats on the 3 in scoring position. Handoff to Xavier Wills, who just kind of rumbles into the end zone there. Touchdown Bobcats. Xavier Wills on the run. Doesn't take long for Cats to really settle in after a few problems. Beautiful long pass to Kelly, and then Xavier Wills takes it the rest of the way in. Placencia kicks the extra point. That will be good. Cats lead 21-6. 8:33 left in the first half. This is Real Sports Live. We'll return in just a moment. Welcome back to George West, Texas. Refugio Bobcats lead the George West Longhorns 21-6 with 8:33 left in the first half. Off of a bad penalty, then a score, and a fumble. Cats seemingly make it like they're gonna peter out, but on a 4th and long, as they usually do, get it down towards the end zone and score. It's 21-6. Placencia boots the ball down deep. Looks like it's going to be John Zuniga again from about the 18. And John Zuniga spins around. He is wide open on the sideline, still going. Caught from behind. Caught by Lucas Meza in Bobcat territory. Keeps him from scoring. It'll be 1st and 10 Longhorns on the Bobcat 25.
The sophomore ran him down.
Sophomore Meza just, he just wasn't going to give him up. He chased him down like a cheetah and kept him from going all to the end zone there. 1st and 10 Longhorns. Bobcat territory. Jackson with the lone back. Hands off, ball loose. Ball loose, and the Bobcats recover. Xavier Wills again is there to take the fumble.
Got to hang on to the ball. What's that?
Logan Arceba.
3 for George West.
And was trying to get in there, and just ball pooched out, and Xavier Wills saw it and was on it. Bobcats 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. 8:17 left in the first half. Heseltine in the shotgun. The Bobcat offense needing oxygen at this point, probably. Long pass down the middle, right into Kelly's hands. They're going to call it an incomplete pass on the ground. Fans expressing their displeasure. That will be an incomplete pass to Kelly. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 on the 26-yard line.
Replay. Replay.
So it'll be timeout Bobcats. We'll be right back in just a second. Cats lead 21-6.
And provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Welcome back to George West, Real Sports Live.
Technical difficulties. Folks, we'll get Billy plugged back up here in just a moment.
Okay, I'm back. Stepped on my own tongue, sorry. Heseltine drops back and is being chased. Finally gets the ball off. Throws it away on a 2nd and 10. Just had no options to throw to there. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Cats on their own 26. 8 minutes to play in the first half. That's settled in. 3rd and 10. Cats. Heseltine taking the snap, dropping back the pass. Goes right a little bit. Throws it to Kelly, who catches on the near sideline here. That is a catch. It'll be 1st and 10 Cats on their 39-yard line. So Heseltine taking a breath there in which he needed it. Really kept his composure there, which was excellent. Nye had it low to the ground, but Kelly was able to get there and get his arms under it. 1st and 10 Cats from the 39. Heseltine in the shotgun. Pass out to the far side, a little bit too high there for Ethan Perez. That'll be an incomplete pass, so 2nd and 10 for the Cats. 7:29 left to play in the half.
Yeah, it's a little high, but it's incomplete. Be 2nd down.
So Caleb comes in for a breather on this one. Long pass. Oh! Isaiah Avery takes the reins at quarterback and throws deep, deep for Antoine Gross. And right on his fingertips, incomplete. And Gross had to step on the defender there. That would have been a touchdown if he had been able to grab it.
That was the freshman quarterback, Avery.
Yeah, freshman quarterback Avery there throwing. Beautiful pass down there. Oh, yeah, he threw it great.
He's got a cannon.
So, 3rd and 10. Heseltine throws out to the outside to Ethan Perez, who gets a little bit. That'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Cats from their 46. Cats look like they're going to set up the punt this one. Michael Thomas back to punt the ball away. That's 4th and 4. Back deep for the Horns. A fake. Xavier Wills takes the carry. And they mark the ball back on the 49.
Wow.
Looks like
wow.
they're going to measure this, even though the spot looks like it's questioned by quite a few here in the stadium. And it'll be short. 1st and 10 Longhorns at the Bobcat 49. And we hear some of the displeasure from this side of the field. 1st and 10 Longhorns on the Bobcat 49. 6:37 left to play in the first half. Jackson with 2 backs. Hands it off to Michael Upton, who gets nowhere. Loses a yard, actually. I think the Bobcats were all in on that one, except maybe 1 or 2. 2nd and 11 for the Longhorns. 6:06 and counting. Jackson back with man in motion. Hands it off to John Zuniga, who gets maybe 4. Let's see where they mark it. He gets 4 yards out of it. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Longhorns on the Bobcat 45-yard line. 5:34 and counting in the first half. Jackson back. He drops back to pass. Ooh, almost picked off. Nearly picked off by Desmond Brown. That's it. So the flag's on the play late after the whistle, after the ball blows dead. We'll see what. There's lots of laundry out there. Looks like they had a little push on Antoine Gross as he was getting up, so that will be against the Longhorns. And that will give the Cats a 15-yard gift by the Longhorns.
Pushes back 4th down at the 40-yard line.
So Longhorns, 4th and a millennium. It looks like a timeout, Bobcats. Timeout, Bobcats. 5:12 left to play. Why the? We'll be right back. Cats lead 21-6.
The kids are headed back to school, and this year, more than ever, they'll need internet they can rely on from VTX1 companies. Internet that makes the grade is vital to connect students at home with teachers and professors alike. Our friendly staff is standing by to give you any help you may need. For a limited time only, get free installation from a company headquartered in the Rio Grande Valley. Call VTX1 at 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Okay, we're back. George West. It's 4th and 20. For the Jackson will set back to punt. And Gross will be back deep for the Cats. Punt is up and high. Takes a Longhorn bounce. 1st and 10, Bobcats from their own 18-yard line with 4:58 left in the first half. Cats will look to move this from deep in their territory. 1st and 10 on the 18.
Get another score before halftime would be nice right here.
Heseltine. Hands off to Gross, who weaves through a hole, finds another hole, and is finally ankle grabbed at the 29-yard line. The 1st and 10 Cats from the Refugio, 29, 4:44 and counting in the first half. Heseltine looks over his threat board. One lone setback. Heseltine throws out to the right to Kyler Brown, who grabs a couple of yards on the right-hand sideline, down to the 34-yard line. 2nd and 5 from there, from the Bobcat 34. 4:21 left in the first half. Cats moving the ball here. Heseltine going to drop that back. Rolls right. Lows it low. That will be incomplete pass. That pass intended for Kyler Brown, who nearly had to lay down to get his hands under it. 3rd and 5. .412 left in the first half. Heseltine was pressured a little bit there. It looked like he was going to run it for a second, and then all of a sudden he rolled out to the right. Heseltine throws out to the right, intended for Antoine Gross, with a big play by Devon Jackson, knocking that pass away from his hands just as it got there. So that'll bring up 4th and 5th for the Cats. And Thomas will drop back for the Cats to punt this away. Almost straight up. Very short punt. And that will be down at the Bobcat 45, 1st and 10, Longhorns. At the Refugio 45-yard line, 3:56 to play in the first half. A little bit of a breeze, but not much. He just kind of rolled out right a little bit. When he punted that, it just kind of went straight up. Very unfortunate for the Cats, but Longhorns in Refugio territory, 1st and 10. Jackson, 2 long backs. He hands it off to Michael Upton, who gets a yard. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns. Bobcats 44, 3:38 and counting left in the first half.
Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9.
Longhorns try to mount something here. Jackson back, switches his 2 backs over to his right. Man in motion. Hands it off to Carson Polasek. He rolls out a little bit and gets a couple of yards. Flag on the play, that will be on the Longhorns, so that will come back 10 yards. So it'll be 2nd and about 18. 2nd and 18 now for the Longhorns. Back in their own territory on their own 47-yard line, 3:02 and counting left in the half. Jackson has a man in motion out of the backfield. Takes it back, Jackson's gonna pass, rolls to the left, decides to run it. Jackson gets across the line of scrimmage, big hole. Jackson, 1 man to beat and is gone. Touchdown, Longhorns.
Left out of the pocket, goes to find a runner and big block by downfield receivers.
About a 58-yard touchdown run by Jackson. Extra point. They're going to try for a 2-point. Ball is fumbled, and Cats holding the ball. 2-point conversion is no good. That will leave the score. Bobcats 21, Longhorns 12, with 2:40 left to play in the first half. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live, Georgia West, Texas. Refugio Bobcats 21, Longhorns 12. Scoring on a long 58-yard run by quarterback Devin Jackson of the Longhorns. Closes the gap a little bit for the Longhorns. Cats still lead with 2:40 left to play in the first half, 21-12. The Longhorns are getting set to boot it back to the Cats with Riley Huey.
Huey tees it up for George West.
Tees it up, and he is on the move Kick is up. And that will be in the hands of Isaiah Bland, who takes it from about the 23, brings it down to the Bobcat 40, looks like about the 41, but we have a George West player down. So we will have an injury timeout, and we will return in just a second.
Of Texas Fest on March 13 and 14 at the San Benito Fairgrounds. Experience the Battle of the Alamo. See the fabulous Grammy winner Eddie the Reina Yavante and legendary Jaime de Anda, plus Los Garcia Brothers, Sereno, H3, Grupo Ácido, huge car show, market days, and join the IBCA State Championship Cook-Off. Take in native Indian, folklorico, and Aztec dancers, Reyes dancing horses, and rock climbing wall and games. Don't miss Texas Fest in San Benito.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. We are still in injury timeout. We have a Longhorn player on the ground who is now being helped up. And looks like that's Lane Colwell. He will limp off. Looks like he may have gotten a helmet to the thigh there. They will take him to the sideline. Look at him. We hope all is well with him. So the first and 10 here for the Cats on their own 41-yard line. 2:30 left to play in the first half. Heseltine with the back behind him will hand this off. Hands it off to Desmond Brown, who is hit pretty quickly, but he still manages to make the line of scrimmage. Actually, he loses a yard, which will make it 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats on their 40-yard line. 2:05 and counting in the first half. Longhorns were in there right away. Heseltine with the lone back. It's going to be a pass. Heseltine throws. Caught by Kelly. Into Longhorn territory. 1st and 10 Bobcats from the Longhorn 44. So Cats get a fresh set of downs in Longhorn territory here from the 44. 1:39 and counting left to play in the first half. Heseltine throws it out to Gross, who pins back out. There's one player forced out of bounds. Forced out of bounds by Derek Freeman, but he still makes another Bobcat first down. 1st and 10 Bobcats on the Longhorn 25-yard line. 1:27 left to play in the first quarter. Cats on the move. 1st and 10 on the George West 25. Heseltine. Timeout, Bobcats.
Bobcats call a timeout.
And we will take a break, and we'll go to split screen. And we'll be right back.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Bobcats leading 21-12. Bobcats on the move deep in Longhorn territory. A minute 27 left in the first half. Bobcats first and 10 on the Longhorn 25. Minute 27, an eternity for the Bobcats to score and extend the lead a little bit before the half. We'll see what they do here. Cats usually have a grab bag of plays for this situation. Heseltine back, man in motion. It looks like Heseltine will throw. Looks down right in the middle, throws a little bit behind Ethan Perez, but Ethan Perez almost turns around and he catches it as it falls to the ground. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 on the 25. Minute 19 left in the first half. Cats have really rolled on this one. They started way back down in their own territory, right around the 40-yard range. Heseltine with a lone back. He's going to pass again. Throws. It is caught right on the sideline by Jordan Kelly. And that will be another Bobcat first down. It will be first and goal. Bobcats from the 10-yard line. 1 minute, 12 seconds left on the clock. Heseltine. Or no, Kelly. We have Kelly in the back, the quarterback position. He will take the snap and keep it. And Jordan strolls in like it's a day in the park. Touchdown, Jordan Kelly from 10 yards out. It was a nice little wildcat play there.
Worked to perfection.
Kelly. And he just kind of didn't even get touched on the way in. Placencia boots the extra point. That will be good. Bobcats lead 28-12 with a minute 7 on the clock. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back with you, folks. Hope you're having fun.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. George West, Texas. The Refugio Bobcats lead the George West Longhorns by 28-12 with a minute 7 left in the first half. We've had some really back and forth football this last few series, haven't we, Ryan?
Yes, sir. It is. The Bobcats, I think, settled down after that first drive, and they're putting it on them now.
Yes, both teams actually moving. Trying to get Ryan in as much as possible. He likes to take naps in between his commentary.
Well, I'm focused on his camera.
And he is also working the camera, so you got to give him that. Okay, Placencia ready to kick the ball over to the Longhorns. He boots it up. And then, well, it's kind of a rolling ball taken at the 35-yard line. Looks like by an unnamed person. I do not have him on my roster. But he dances around and gets a yard on the return. First and 10 Longhorns from their own 36-yard line with a minute 2. Can they answer back? We shall see. Horns take the line. Jackson surveys the troops. Man in motion, takes a snap. Uh-oh, we got flags here and there. Before the play gets to really develop, which makes me to think this maybe motion, I don't know, but it sure came late after the. It'll be a motion penalty on the Longhorns. That'll back them up 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Longhorns on their own 31-yard line. 1 minute on the scoreboard left to play in the first half. Jackson hands it off and grabs a couple of painted stripes and is stopped. That was Michael Upton, who meets Mr. Xavier Wills. Second and 12. Flags. Be another false start for the Longhorns. That will back them up another 5.
False start called against the Horns. A little anxious there, wanting to get in action.
So it looks like 2nd and 15 again. The 29-yard line for the Longhorns. Jackson back, takes a snap, keeps it, and is immediately tackled by Ty LaFrance. I mean, no much did he decide to run the ball. Tyler LaFrance was there to greet him.
I don't think he was touched getting in there.
That will be the end of the first half. The Refugio Bobcats lead the George West Longhorns 28-12. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back after a couple of messages here.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Halftime here in George West. Refugio Bobcats 28. George West Longhorns 12. I'm going to let you enjoy the Refugio Marching Band, this is their first time this year to take the field, as they were not at last week's game due to safety concerns in that stadium. Bobcats really extending their lead to keep the lead wide here at half. And we'll see what they do in the second half. Right now we're going to let you enjoy a little bit of the bands, and we will be back with you with some halftime stats.
The drum majors for the band are Cheryl Wright. The section of the week is the percussion section. drum majors, you may begin your 2020 contest performance.
That's the mighty Bobcat marching band, but we at Rio Sports Live have to sell you some things too, so we will be right back. We'll keep it at split screen so you can still watch the band. We'll be back. Halftime here. Cats lead 28-12. Rio Sports Live.
Forever Memories Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito. TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Rio Sports Live. George West, Texas at halftime here in George West. Refugio Bobcats lead 28-12 over the George West Longhorns. Here with 24 minutes left to play in 2 quarters. As you look and see, the Bobcat band is out. Really, the first quarter was kind of a back and forth there. Both teams took a minute to settle down and then battled each other back and forth, answered a few touchdowns. But Refugio was able to maintain their lead ahead. But I don't think it was because of the missed extra point and the missed two-point conversion,
They're-
was
they-
it, Ryan?
No, they're executing really well. Of course, George West has forced Refugio's forced a lot of turnovers, fumbles, and you just can't do that against Refugio. They swarm to the ball really quick.
That's the tail right there. Is
I believe it was 3 fumbles.
three fumbles, yes, 3 turnovers, which Refugio took advantage of and are ahead 28-12. It's been a pleasant night. It isn't hot at all. It's actually kind of cooling off a little bit.
Billy, I want to give a shout out to everybody watching. We have quite the following. Of course, you know Bobcat Nation is worldwide.
Last week we were at the end of the game. We had 6,000 views just by the end of the game, and that night it was already up in tens of thousands.
It's amazing. And of course, we got to thank Joe Bowling for bringing this to everybody.
Joe Bowling with Real Sports Live has really done Bobcat Nation and plenty of schools up in the Coastal Bend now. Used to be nothing but the Rio Grande Valley, but now he has quite many schools up here in the Coastal Bend now that are being shown live on Real Sports Live, and it is a fantastic thing for the fans that can't make it to the games this year because of the COVID-19 virus and the limitation of amount of fans in the stadium, which this has been really a godsend for fans all over the place, for everybody.
Of course, we need to thank the
in
UIL for allowing us to do this. You know, this is a dream come true for both of us.
Yeah, Ryan and I have been working for about 7 years to try to get us broadcasting on radio. You know, we've been on the loop for years, but Joe showed up and hooked us up with this, and it is a much better medium where you, the fans, get to watch your teams play in your own living room this year. And we really thank you for joining us tonight. We will be here every Friday night for every game. For the Cats, me and Ryan and I will. But there are other games around South Texas being shown by Real Sports Live at this moment. You can bounce back and forth and check them all out as they are happening, just like your surfing channels on an NFL Sunday. Still
it the High
halftime.
School
We're going to have
Network.
some halftime stats here for you in a minute. Refugio leads 28-12 over George West. We'll be right back. We'll leave it up so you can see some of the Longhorn band.
SD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
The kids are headed back to school.
Real Sports Live, back at halftime. George West, Texas. Refugio leads 28-12. Longhorn band has taken the field.
And now the George West High School Marching Band.
And we will allow you to listen to them for just a minute while we are waiting on halftime stats from our statistician, who will be here shortly. It's Real Sports Live. That's a George West Longhorn band playing their first deal of their set. It's a cool thing, Ryan, that you and I get to be out here during this COVID side, but these kids have got to have this opportunity to do their thing, and it's so great that they're able to, even with the coronavirus, and these schools are taking the precautions to be safe. So these kids are able to perform like they usually do, which it's a great thing.
Absolutely.
And some of these kids haven't started regular schooling yet. Some of them are still in virtual learning.
All of them, mainly, is in virtual learning.
We were in Divine last week, and they had already had kids in school already.
Yes, so
They
we
had already
passed by
started
their
school.
playground, and kids are just happy-go-lucky on the playground.
But it is fantastic to see these kids being able to come out here and do what they do, even amongst this, with the safety precautions. And it was great for UIL to allow the schools to pick their own little safety regulations, which seem to have been followed pretty well so far.
Right.
We try to keep everybody tuned in to be safe out there, follow the rules of each stadium you visit, because the UIL can take football away as quick as they gave it to us.
Well, they'll take the spectators away for sure.
And looks like we have some stats coming our way from the first half. And just handed to me.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. We're going to give you some halftime stats here. In the first half, yards rushing, Refugio 30, George West 99. Yards passing, Refugio 256 yards passing, George West 50. That brings up the total offense for Refugio of 286 to George West's 149 for the first half. Refugio picked up 12 first downs to George West's 4. Heseltine was 24 of 15 with no intercepted. And George West had 6 attempts, 4 completed with no interceptions. Fumbles, George West had 3 of them, lost all 3.
That hurts.
That reflects the score on the board.
That hurts. You got to hold on to the ball.
That is the tail. Both teams have had 2 punts. Penalties have been put on the light side for Refugio. George West has had their share. They've had 6 for 45, while Refugio's only had 2 for 20 in this first half. And as
we picked up 15
it
on that
reflects
one.
Everything on the board. Refugio's up 28-12 at halftime here in George West, Texas. It's Real Sports Live. We'll be right back.
More than ever, they'll need internet they can rely on from VTX1 companies. Internet that makes the grade is vital to connect students at home with teachers and professors alike. Our friendly staff is standing by to give you any help you may need. For a limited time only, get free installation from a company headquartered in the Rio Grande Valley. Call VTX1 at 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
George West, Texas, Real Sports Live. Welcome back, folks. Refugio leads 28-12 in this contest with the second half left to go. We're going to call our standout players now. I think for Refugio, standout player really here has to be Jordan Kelly. He has been there when the Cats needed him to get a first down just about every time.
And like you alluded to last week, Jordan Kelly is an all-around athlete. He can do it all, pass it, catch it, run it.
On the George West side, I got to say, quarterback Devin Jackson is a beast.
Yeah, he's hard to bring down.
He has been the work hours for the Longhorns in that first half. Really working the ball on some very long runs and passing when he needed to get it to.
He's got a lot of those 90 yards, 90 or so yards rushing.
Both teams battled back and forth pretty steadily there in the second quarter. After the settle down period in the first, both teams kind of stayed even. It's just Refugio built that lead and pushed it a little bit further every time they needed to.
Yeah, I think Refugio's got a
you
little,
see the
little too much more
on the
speed for
scoreboard.
him.
Cats making their appearance. I'm going to warm up a little bit before they come onto the field for the second half. Longhorns seem to still be on the chalkboard somewhere, working it out to see if they can come back on this Bobcat team in the second half. That's going to be a chore, I can tell you right now. Refugio has always been a second half team.
Yeah, Coach,
and they always come back with a stronger punch.
Coach Cox, Coach K go into the locker room and talk to their boys, and they always come out firing in the second half. Make some adjustments, and it's hard to stop them.
Yeah, it's just a normal thing. You see the Cats come out in the second half, and they've eaten their Wheaties during that half.
Oh, yeah.
And,
eating their chow mix.
And they go to work in the second half. Well, let's see if they do it against the Longhorns here. Cats leading 28-12. We'll take one more break before kickoff. This is Rio Sports Live.
The next game and let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Come and enjoy 2 full days of Texas Fest on March 13 and 14 at the San Benito Fairgrounds. Experience the Battle of the Alamo. See the fabulous Grammy winner Eddie the Reina Yavante and legendary Jaime de Anda, plus Los Garcia Brothers, Sereno, H3, Grupo Ácido, huge car show, market days, and join the IBCA State Championship Cook-Off. Take in native Indian, folklorico, and Aztec dancers, Reyes dancing horses, and rock climbing wall and games. Don't miss Texas Fest in San Benito.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Welcome back to George West. Refugio Bobcats lead 28-12 at the half, getting ready to start the second half of our game. Both teams are out, loosening up after their halftime break. Both teams really worked hard in that first half. Both teams were pretty winded, actually. Turnovers have been the tail in the 28-12 lead by the Bobcats. Longhorns coughed it up 3 times, and the Bobcats were there all 3 times. Has been the tale. We've had some good long runs, good long passes from both teams. Be sure to come back after the games. You can see all the highlights. They'll be posted up within the next couple of days. You can watch the highlights of all the games that Rio Sports Live broadcast from. Also, we are looking for sponsors. The way we bring this to you is through sponsors. If you want a commercial made for Rio Sports Live broadcast right here on Refugio games or all the games, you could have your commercial shown at all the games around South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. You'll see in the split screen there will be a number to call if you wish to advertise, or you can get a hold of Ryan and me if you can on social media and on the Rio Sports Live homepage on Facebook, and you can get in contact with Mr. Joe Bowling, and he will get you a commercial made for our broadcasts. Cats getting ready to take the field for the second half. Cats in the lead here. And here they go, getting ready to come. Bobcats taking the field. Bobcats will receive the ball at the start of this second half. So they will begin with the football. Longhorns now preparing to take the field. And we'll get this second half underway. We really appreciate you joining us on Rio Sports Live. Hope you join us a lot this season. We will be at every game live. Welcome y'all from the Loop, where we have Bobcat trivia at 6:30 before each game, and we play a game called Whose Touchdown Is It Anyway, where you, the fans, get to choose which Bobcat scores the first touchdown each contest. We do have prizes for that, but right now the prizes are not finished. Join us each night, 6:30, 7 on the Loop. And here on Rio Sports Live for the live broadcast immediately after 7:15 each Friday night. Jordan Kelly will be the deep man with Antoine Gross and Isaiah Bland nearby. Longhorns take the field to boot this. Riley Huey will tee this one up and prepare to put it into the hands of the Bobcats. There we go. Second half action ready to get underway here. Refugio leading 28-12.
Clock hasn't run out. He's got it redone now. Huey tees it up for the Longhorns.
Longhorns are now set. Second half action ready to get underway here. And it's a big pooch, and that will be
Number 3 takes the ball.
Kyler Brown there.
Started at the 27-yard line.
Catches it down on the ground. That'll be where the Bobcats will begin their journey towards the end zone. 1st and 10 Cats on their own 27-yard line. Let's see if the Cats can move this. Heseltine. Shotgun with one back. Passes out to the right. Gross catches it. Moves around. Picks up a bit of real estate.
Thomas, he hustles over and makes the stop.
Picks up about 9 yards. So that'll be
gain of
2nd and 1 for the Cats on the Refugio 36-yard line. Now, Gross is always good at finding those little holes to get through. If not, he builds one. Heseltine throws. Gross gets it again on the far right side. Catch. That'll be a 1st down for the Bobcats. 1st and 10 Bobcats on the Refugio 41-yard line.
Devin Jackson trips him up, picks up the yardage just beyond the 40-yard line. Refs are spotted at the 41, 1st and 10 for Refugio.
Refugio giving it a talk over. Set. Heseltine hands it off to Jordan Kelly, who tries to make it around the side, which he does. One man meets him head on and backs up out of bounds into Longhorn territory. 1st and 10 Bobcats from the Longhorn 48-yard line. With a nice little run by Jordan Kelly. Heseltine set. Pass to the right. That'll be Kyler Brown with the catch. And he doesn't quite make it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11.
Bubble screen for a loss of 1 yard. Devin Jackson finishes him off.
That'll be 2nd and 11 for the Cats. 10-20 and counting in this 3rd quarter. Heseltine gets up under center. Hands off to Gross, who scrambles his way up the front, stretches the ball, and he picks up about 6 yards. 3rd and 4 from the Longhorn 43-yard line. Heseltine under center. Motion. Hands it off to Gross, who
Thomasy comes up from behind, brings him down.
I'm sorry, that wasn't Gross. That was Xavier Wills in the last carry.
Number 7, John Zeniger there on the stop.
Gross there.
4th down, approximately 4 needed for a first.
Picks up a yard. So it looks like 4th and 3 from the Longhorn 42. And they are going to go for this. Heseltine in the back.
Come into the game, be 4th down for the Bobcats.
That's one back there, and that'll be back to pass, tips it over to Gross, who loses the ball, gets back to it, and they fell on the ball. Recovered by the Longhorns. Recovered by Fernando Castillo. Kind of slipped out of Gross's hands there as he was getting near the 1st down marker. But tried to get back to it and just about made it there. Castillo dropped on it first. 1st and 10 Longhorns from their own 43-yard line. 8:43 in the 3rd quarter. Jackson. And we've got a flag delay of game.
Delay of game
on the Longhorns.
March all 5.
So that will back them up a bit. 1st and 15 from their 38-yard line. Jackson switches his backs to his left side. Man in motion. Fake, and he keeps the ball and is met right away by Antoine Gross.
Jackson met at the 40-yard line.
Antoine Gross there on the stop. Jackson. Gains a couple of yards there. So it looks like about a 2nd and 13 for the Longhorns on their 40. Jackson back, switches his backs to the right. Man in motion. And Jackson will throw this one. He throws it wide open up there. Number 11 has a catch. And it is incomplete. Antoine Gross getting his hand just in the right place to keep that ball from being wrapped up by Steven Gonzalez, the receiver. So that one doesn't count. 3rd and 13. Longhorns, 41-yard line. 7:56 in the 3rd quarter. Jackson in the shotgun with a back with him. Man in motion. It's going to be another throw. Jackson has to swiddle. Throws it out to the right. It is caught by Michael Upton, who breaks out down to the 30, to the 20, down to the 10, out of the bounds at the 10-yard line. Gets it out to 15, who escapes a couple of tacklers there. I'll show you that again. Kind of an easy throw out to the right, as you can see. He pitches it out right over to him, and he escapes these guys here, runs right through them, and gets on down the field. Good play by the Longhorns. 1st and goal at the 10 for the Longhorns. Jackson takes the snap, throws it off to the left. It is through the hands.
Pass is broken up. Number 8 does a good job getting there and getting his hand on it. Falls incomplete. Will be 2nd down.
From Derek Freeman was the one intended for there, but Michael Thomas had other ideas, knocked the ball down.
Upton, the ball carrier, gets near the 5-yard
2nd
line.
down. Upton runs from a handoff from Jackson, makes it to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 5, or from the 6. Let's make that the 6. 3rd and goal. Longhorns. Jackson with a lone back. Jackson drops the snap, but he pitches it back. And the Bobcats are all there to make sure he doesn't get any yardage out of that. That's a loss.
Upton took the pitch.
Upton had to take a pitch off of a bad snap there for Jackson. Be 4th and goal. Back to the 9-yard line. And that is a timeout, Longhorns. Longhorns threatening. Bobcats in the lead, 28-12. Real Sports Live will be right back.
Today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
Welcome back to Real Sports Live. Longhorns deep in Bobcat territory. 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. 6:59 left to play in the third quarter. Longhorns busted a couple of plays to get here. Got moved back twice. And the Bobcats were able to take advantage of a bumbled snap and pitch back, which backed them up a bit more. So that's why we have the 4th and 9. Longhorns line up on the ball. Jackson shouts out a couple of commands. Back with 2 backs. And in motion, Jackson takes a snap, hands it off. It's going to be a pass to Jackson. It's too high. Knocked down by Michael Thomas. And the Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Bobcat defense stood their ground.
They sure did, Billy. They held them from that end zone.
Now let's see if the Bobcats can traverse 91 yards.
91 yards.
6 minutes and 53 seconds left in this third quarter. Heseltine in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Keeps it. Runs right up the middle. Big hole. Still on his feet. A squadron of Longhorns are there to bring him down. Get some pretty good yards there. It'll be 2nd and 3. It's like from the Bobcat 16-yard line. Caleb had a hole there. Closed up around him, but he looked kind of like the Statue of Liberty in that mound of Longhorns there. And they finally brought him down. 2nd and 3. Heseltine to pass, throws it out to Antoine Gross on the right-hand side. Antoine, that's a spin from one tackler out of bounds. Gross grabs another first down for the Bobcats. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 23-yard line. Bobcats have a board meeting. I think they figured this one out. Okay. Heseltine, shotgun position. Zaya Bland back there with him. Takes a snap. Zaya Bland takes the handoff and marches into the face of John Zuniga. Carries him about a yard. So 2 yards for Zaya there. 2nd and 8 for the Bobcats on their own 25. 5:38 and counting in the third quarter. Heseltine hands it off to Gross. Gross runs way deep around. Big space on the sideline. Slips and falls right at the 36 is where they're going to mark it. He was about to turn on the Jets there, and that thick grass kind of tackled him.
Could be a little wet down there too.
Yeah, we did have a pretty good rain shower earlier in the day. And this thick field, of course, would retain a lot of that moisture, but he really looks like he had a bead there for a second. 1st and 10, though, for the Bobcats. They're on 36-yard line. Heseltine chucks it. Pass intended for Kyler Brown, who had 2 defenders, had 1 step in front of him. And Jordan Kelly was open also down here on the Refugio sideline, but Caleb didn't see him. But it was a good effort, a little bit long. So it brings up 2nd and 10 for the Cats. 4:44 on the scoreboard. That's not a lawyer's number. That is the time left in the third quarter. Heseltine hands off. And we got a race. Desmond Brown rumbles and rumbles into Longhorn territory. Desmond always a barrel runner like that. Gets down to the Longhorn 26-yard line. 1st and 10 Cats in Longhorn territory. Heck of a run. So Cats are smelling end zone here. Heseltine takes the snap, going to keep it. Runs in the middle, tripped up, but not before he gets about 3, maybe 4 yards. 5 yards, actually. 2nd and 5 for Heseltine there. As he gets it to the Longhorn 21-yard line. 4:12 and counting left in the third quarter. Bobcats rolling.
Rutherford come in. The 2nd down, approximately 5 needed for a first.
Heseltine hands off to Gross. Gross finds a couple of little holes, dances to another Bobcat first down. Will be 1st and 10 Cats on the Longhorn 13-yard line.
Picks up the first down inside the 15.
Cats are not pushing it too hard right now, a little short. I mean, of course, Desmond there, he doesn't do short runs.
No, just nip away at the yardage. Keep the clock moving.
Eating it up. Okay, Heseltine has got him ready. Takes a snap. Hands it off back to Kelly. Kelly spins and dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. Jordan Kelly working it like Barry Sanders. Makes it into the end zone for a Bobcat touchdown. Placencia's extra point is up and no good.
To the left. Point after fails. Score remains 34 for Refugio.
Score now, Refugio up 34-12 with 3:11 to play in the third quarter. This is Refugio Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Fort Mansfield, Texas.
Forever. Welcome back to George West. Refugio Bobcats lead 34-12 over the George West Longhorns, and they marched 91 yards to do that, Ryan.
Yes, they pecked away at the yardage there. Had some great runs by Gross and Kelly, and hit pay dirt.
Desmond. I mean, he's like a mini Earl Campbell. It's so fun to watch him. Placencia ready to kick this thing back over to the Longhorns. Upton, way deep for the Longhorns. It's a short kick. Picked up by Derek Freeman. at about the 30. And he makes, well, right at the 40, and he gets into Bobcat territory right over the 50. Looks like the 1st and 10 Longhorns. Oh, midfield, 50-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns on the 50-yard line. 3:05 to play in the third quarter.
See if the Cats can get another turnover here.
I don't know. The Longhorns got to hold on to the ball. Jackson with 2 backs with him. Jackson passes, short pass behind the receiver.
Pass ball's incomplete, will be 2nd down.
Intended for Carson Polishek. It's a little bit too far behind him to catch. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns. Jackson made handoff, hands it off to John Zuniga, who gets up from the first wave of Bobcat tacklers and then meets the rest of the squad, who bring him down.
Zuniga had nowhere to go there.
At the 46-yard line. Be 3rd and looks like about 6 from there for the Longhorns. 2:30 and counting left in the third quarter. Jackson, shotgun position, 1 back with him. 2 set receiver on the right, on his left, 1 coming in motion. Hands off, fumble by Zuniga. Right at the line of scrimmage. He recovers it himself. The Bobcats were after it, but Zuniga was there first.
You got another fumble, Billy.
It'll be 4th and 6 for the Longhorns.
Covered by the Longhorns.
Minute 52 and counting
46-yard line.
in the third quarter. See what they decide to do, whether they're going to punt it away or go for it. And it looks like Jackson's setting up to punt this ball. Things are not always as it seems. Jackson punts it. Nice punt. Takes a Longhorn roll. It'll be down right on the Bobcat 15-yard line. That's where the Cats will begin. 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line. Minute 23. Cats lead 34-12. This is Rio Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Welcome back. Cats first down. Long pass. It is caught by Ethan Perez. And he waltzes into Longhorn territory. He is downed by Carson Polishek at the Longhorn 41-yard line.
That was a nice play there.
Yeah, beautiful play. Looks like Ethan may have dinged his shoulder a little bit. They're going to have to take a look at it real quick. He may have landed on it hard. Beautiful pass down here.
Coach,
Cats rolling again.
Coach
in
Herring's
Longhorn
showering him
territory.
a love right now.
Heseltine with a lone back. Takes the snap. Delayed. That is Isaiah Bland. Takes that handoff. No, I'm sorry about that. It's Desmond Brown. Or Mini Earl Campbell. Breaks out 4 yards. 2nd and 6 Bobcats from the Longhorn 37. 27 seconds left in this quarter. It looks like they're going to burn this one out. Maybe. No, Heseltine's going to take this. So back to Desmond. Desmond Brown takes it a few yards, gets grabbed by a few Longhorns, and he grabs them and takes them with him. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
Just keeps those legs moving.
On the 27-yard line. And this quarter will tick out. End of the 3rd quarter. Refugio Bobcats lead 34-12 over the George West Longhorns. We will be right back on Rio Sports Live. Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Getting ready to start the 4th quarter. Herring speaking to his youthful warriors on the sideline. Herring spoke to him before the game. Asked him about this George West squad. He says George West has really got a group of great young kids. They've proven that in a lot of aspects tonight. A couple of fumbles have cost them. So we will begin the final quarter of play here. 12 minutes left in the contest. 1st and 10 Cats on the Longhorn 27-yard line. Heseltine behind the center. Brown behind him. Fake pitch. Heseltine to throw. Throws right in the middle. Wide open. That'll be Ethan Perez. Grabs that, dances a little bit, gets it up to the 10-yard line. That will give the Cats 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
First down at the 10-yard line.
Bobcats are, it's 11:41 ticking away in this final quarter. Cats finding the holes on this march. Heseltine back. Late handoff, hands it to Desmond Brown, who goes way left, and it looks like he's going to score. Touchdown, Desmond Brown from 10 yards out. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Desmond Brown takes the handoff and sprints for the corner. 6 more for the Bobcats.
Cynthia will try to top this one off with the extra point. Nice little open field left run by Desmond Brown. There was nobody over there. They were trying to chase. Extra point is good. Refugio 41, George West 12. Rio Sports Live. We'll be right back.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Refugio extends their lead more, 41-12 over the Longhorns. Cats.
Snyder, RD.
Longhorns put 3 back.
I think George West is shocked a little bit.
Upton and Honecker out there. Wow. They will be deep for the Longhorns. Ash Placencia will boot this to him. And we'll see if the Longhorns can march this one back. Placencia has a beat on it. Pumps it out. Low kick. Rolls right to Zuniga, down inside the 15. Brought down fairly quickly after he passes the 35. That was Sean Jones there to keep him from going anywhere. And Sean Jones will kind of limp off a little bit there.
Longhorns will have a first and 10, the 33-yard line.
So first and 10 here for the Longhorns on their own 33. Jackson, looks like chatting with his back here for a second. Man in motion. Jackson will hand it off. Weaves away through a couple of holes in the front. Grabs about, looks about close to 8 yards. That was Stephen Gonzalez. He picks up that 8. 2nd and 2 for the Longhorns. At the 42. Jackson hands it off to Zuniga, who is greeted right away.
Wrapped up immediately by number 36.
By Caden Brown, who was almost handed the ball by Jackson because he was right there.
We'll take that.
But Zuniga still sneaks in for a first. 1st and 10, Longhorns on their own 44. Jackson back with 2 backs. Takes the snap, hands it off to crawls his way through a tunnel of Bobcats there. That was Michael Upton on that run. Picks up about 4. 2nd and 6 for the Longhorns. Clock down to 9:50 left in the game. Jackson pitches out right. It's tipped. Goes way up in the air. Landon Parson reached way up in the sky. Gave the clouds a high five and knocked that one down.
I think Landon's about 6'2" at least.
Yeah, he's his knuckles drag the ground too.
He's got long
He gets
arms.
up there, knocks it down. 3rd down and 6 for the Longhorns. George West trying to get a play here from the sideline. Jackson back there with the back. Still chatting with the sideline. Snap comes back. He throws to the right. It's tipped again. Desmond Brown got a hand on it. But they call it a catch. Caught by Derek Freeman on the right. Gets him close to a 1st down. 4th and 1 for the Longhorns. In Bobcat territory now on the Bobcat 47-yard line. 4th and 1. And here come the Longhorns. Jackson back with 2 backs. Little jump. Got a flag. Going to be a free play here. Pass incomplete.
Flag on the far side. Offside.
Intended for Stephen Gonzalez, but the flag on the play will be probably an offsides on the Bobcats.
Flag picks up a 1st down for the Longhorns.
So that gives the Longhorn a 1st down at the Bobcat 42-yard line. 9:03 left to play and ticking. Longhorns on the line. Jackson, one lone back with him. He's going to pass. Jackson scrambling to the right, throws up. And it is way out of reach for anybody.
Mr. Jackson does a wise move and throws it out of bounds.
Intended for, Upton was over there, but it was thrown way out of bounds. Jackson was in real trouble. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 on the Bobcat 42. That was a good penetration by the couple of the Bobcat defensive backs who had Jackson on the run while he was trying to find a receiver. Jackson back behind him, man in motion. Stop back to pass, going to pass to the near side here. Through the arms of Upton. In and out, a little low. Even then, Michael Thomas was waiting right there with him. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. 8:26 and counting in the game. 3rd and 10. Longhorns from the Bobcat 42.
I didn't see the signal, call incomplete.
Jackson getting some more advice from the sideline.
Brings up 3rd down.
Snap up. He's going to roll to his left. Throw it. Open is Upton. Kelly is there to take him out of bounds. That will give the Longhorns another 1st down. I'm going to mark this ball at the 23. 1st and 10. Longhorns on the Bobcat 23-yard line. 7:59 left in the game. Jackson with his 2 live crew in the back. He switches to the right. Man in motion. Jackson going to pass. Throws right to the middle. He was kind of open there. The ball was a little high. Intended for Jake Snyder, who just didn't have inches to jump up and grab it. That'll make it 2nd and 10. 7:53 on the clock. Longhorns from the Refugio 23. Jackson in the shotgun with the back behind it. And in motion. Rolls to his right. Jackson's going to throw. Throws it way up. That looks like it's going to be way out of the back of the end zone. No chance on that one. That'll be 3rd and 10. From where the Bobcat 23.
Ford needs something to do. I believe White Wing season opens tomorrow on Sunday, just on the weekends.
Longhorns. 3rd and 10. Jackson with Zuniga by his side. Takes the snaps, going to drop, throws to the right. It is tipped again, which intended receiver was Steven Gonzalez that time.
Brings up 4th down for the Horns.
But Hayden LaFrance reaches out and
all those boys have
dings
long
the
arms.
ball. So that brings up 4th and 10 for the Longhorns on the Bobcat 23. This part of the field, you have to go for it. 7:41 left to play. Jackson, Zuniga with him back there, takes the snap, rolls to the right. Toss to nobody.
Another turnover, Billy.
And the ball turnover to the Cats on downs. Refugio 1st and 10 from their own 23. 7:35 left to play. Thank you for joining us here on Real Sports Live. We hope you're enjoying the Refugio Bobcats and the Georgia West Longhorns on this 2nd game of the 2020 season. Lots more to go, folks. Lots more.
The backup's in. Isaiah's in.
Isaiah Avery, backup quarterback, is back there. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Runs into the line, and that's where he is stopped. Grabs a couple of yards there. So Isaiah, a freshman, backup quarterback, gets about 3, but we got a legal procedure on the Cats, so that will bring that back, which will make it back. It'll be first down. It's like about 1st and 15 for the Bobcats. Back on the 18-yard line.
Ball is back at the 19. Still first down.
Avery takes a snap, hands it off around to Isaiah Bland, who bursts around the right side and gets forced out of bounds up at the 42-yard line. So he barrels out nearly a 22-yard run there.
Blocking the back is
so we got a flag blocking the back on the Bobcats, so that will bring that one back. So
they step it off from the spot of the foul. They move the ball back to the 21-yard line.
So at the Bobcat 21, it'll be 1st and 12 for the Bobcats there. 6:43 left to play in the game. Avery in the shotgun. Turns around. Hands it to Bland. Bland does almost the same exact thing. A couple of Longhorns grab a hold of his jersey, and he's still running. They'll have a hard time. He almost stretched that one out about 5 yards. But he does get some yardage. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the Bobcat 28. Isaiah Bland there has a little ump in his run.
Tell you what, he got those little legs moving.
5:56 and counting. Avery ready to take the snap. Takes a snap. Gonna pass it. Throws. Nice pass to the sideline. Caught! But catches it with 1 foot out of bounds. That was Kyler Brown catching that ball. And we will take a look at that one just to make sure. There's no instant replay, but we have replay. So you can see where he came down with the ball. And his foot was out of bounds. That's a good call by the refs. There is another flag on the play. They'll call that defensive holding against the Longhorns, which the Cats will get a first down out of that. So the Bobcats will have 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 5:42 left to play in the game. Bobcats. Avery is set to take the snap. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Runs through a hole. Is met, but is brought down about the 41-yard line. That grabs a couple of yards. We'll call that
number 21, Justin Fowler, laying off the block, made a stop.
a 3.
2nd down and 8.
Well, a long 2. 2nd and 8. Cats on their own 41. 5:14 and counting in the game.
Rodriguez has checked into the game.
Josh Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it off.
Oh, you're calling signals, hands it off to number 28, hit immediately, number 34.
And that was handed off to Lucas Meza.
3rd down.
who grabs maybe a smidgen.
28, Lucas Meza on the run. Gets back to the line.
No real gain on that one. 3rd and 8. 4:24 and counting. And Josh Rodriguez will stay in at quarterback. Takes the snap. He's going to throw out to the left. Throws a wounded duck, which actually goes behind him, which is a fumble. Rolls out of bounds.
From my point of view, it looked like a lateral. That's what they're calling it. They're spotting the ball at the 30.
And that was a lateral because the ball did go behind him. So it'll be marked back at the 30-yard line. 4th and about 17 from the 30 for the Bobcats. Looks like they will punt this. Thompson puts it up in the air, high kick. Takes a straight up bounce, rolls a little bit back, and it is down on the 45 or the 44 or the 46. Sorry.
46-yard line.
Longhorns 1st and 10 from their own 46. 3:54 left to play in the game. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Sharyland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sharyland ISD.
We're back. George West. Jackson keeps the quarterback keeper there. Gets a 1st down. Moves into Bobcat territory. And that will be at about the 38. At the Bobcat 38, 1st and 10. Longhorns. 3:47 left to play. Jackson in the backfield with company. Hands it off to Upton, who meets a few folks. Junior Moore is in on that tag, and Parson was there also. Gets a yard, so 2nd and 9 for the Longhorns at the Bobcat 37. Jackson shifts his field over to the right. And in motion, takes a snap. Pitch back. Pitches that one back. We don't have that guy's name.
24, the ball carrier. Wyatt naming.
But he makes a 1st down on the run.
Gets in a seam, picks up a 1st down for the Longhorns.
Against the Refugio second defense. This will be 1st and 10 Longhorns on the Bobcat 27. Jackson back, hands it off to Zuniga, who is really overtaken at the line of scrimmage. Just a hair's breadth of space to run in before he met Bobcats. 2nd and 10, Longhorns. 2:22 and counting in this contest. Flags, we've got motion on George West. That will back him up 5. Maybe make it 2nd and 15, looks like, for the Longhorns. Back at the 33. Jackson takes the snap, hands it off, And that's who Derek Freeman, who tries to come around the left side, makes it back to about the 25, pretty close. Let's see where they spot it. No, he makes it up to about the 27, which is almost the original line of scrimmage. This will be 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns. 1:20 and counting left in the game. Jackson has just enough time to get maybe 2 plays off if he hurries. Hands off, pitches it back to our nameless player that we don't have on the roster. He runs to the outside, picks up about 2, gets down to the 25-yard line. That'll make it 4th down. 54 seconds left on the clock. 51 and counting now. They go to. So look like the Longhorns will get one more play off here. 40 seconds and counting. Jackson takes the snap, rolls to the left. He will keep this, and he won't make it anywhere. Forced out of bounds. Forced out of the bounds by Junior Moore there.
They're going to spot him out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
That will not be enough for a first down for the Longhorns. So the ball will go over. So Refugio takes over. 1st and 10 from their own 19. 25 seconds on the clock. Are we thinking victory formation here? I mean,
I would think so.
And that's what we're going to have, folks, a victory formation. That will send this game into the books. As Heseltine kneels her down, that will be the end of our game. Refugio Bobcats come out on top, 41. George West Longhorns, 12. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be right back for some final thoughts right here on Real Sports Live. We'll be right back.
The kids are headed back to school, and this year, more than ever, they'll need internet they can rely on from VTX1 companies. Internet that makes the grade is vital to connect students at home with teachers and professors alike. Our friendly staff is standing by to give you any help you may need. For a limited time only, get free installation from a company headquartered in the Rio Grande Valley. Call VTX1 at 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Welcome back to George West. Final score, Refugio Bobcats 41, George West Longhorns 12. And like we said before the second half, Ryan, Bobcats always come out strong in the second half, and it really showed.
You're right, Billy. They came out of the locker room with a little more adversity, and put it to them second half. Got out with a win.
Had some good results. Had the backups in there right around the beginning of the 4th quarter. So the Bobcats will go 2-0 this season. Next week they face the Edna Cowboys.
In Edna, on turf.
In Edna, of course, on turf, which the Refugio also love turf. George West, I don't know who they face next week.
Not sure who they face.
George West will have a 1-1 start to their season. They did a heck of a job against a tough team. Well, we wish them well the rest of the season. I'm sure they'll be on Real Sports Live sometime later in the season. Somebody else is covering them now, but we will stay with the Bobcats, and we will be in Edna next week, folks. We're so happy that you joined us tonight for the Refugio Bobcats playing the George West Longhorns on the Real Sports Live broadcast. And we will be back next week for all over again against the Edna Cowboys.
The Bobcat Road Show moves on.
Yes, we move on. And we will see you next week, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. For me and Ryan Linney, we'll see you next week.
Good night, guys.